The wine glass trembles in my hand. Not from the cold. La Siena keeps their dining room at exactly 22 degrees Celsius, perfect for displaying wealth without discomfort. Not from the alcohol. I haven't touched a drop, though God knows I need it. It trembles because I can feel them watching. Every alpha in this restaurant smells my humiliation like blood in water. 28 minutes past 8. Empty chair across from me. Candle burning lower. Waiter circling closer with that pitying expression that makes Omegas want to claw their own skin off. My phone screen stays black. No message. No apology. No Adrian. Just me, widowed Omega, single father, sitting alone in Mafia territory on a blind date that never started. I should leave. I should have never come. But if I walk out now, every wolf in this city will know. Elias Thorne can't even keep a stranger interested long enough to show up. My son asked me to smile today. Asked why Papa's face looked broken. How do I tell a 4-year-old that broken is all I have left? The question that will haunt you: what would you risk to protect the one person who still believes you're worth protecting? If you've ever felt invisible, replaceable, or one crisis away from losing everything, don't look away now. This story will make you feel seen. The maitre d' seated me at table 12 31 minutes ago. I know because I've checked my phone 14 times. Refreshed my messages 9 times. Typed and deleted "Are you coming?" 6 times. The velvet chair across from me remains empty. La Siena isn't the kind of restaurant where accidents happen. Chandeliers drip crystal. Waiters move like ballet dancers. Every table costs more than my monthly rent, and every patron carries the kind of power that makes civilians cross the street. This place belongs to the Zarek Mafia Syndicate. Everyone knows it. Everyone pretends not to. I smooth my shirt. Dark green, the color my late mate said made my eyes look like forest glass. And try not to notice the couple 3 tables over. The alpha leans close to his Omega partner, murmuring something that makes them laugh. Their hands intertwined on white linen. 6 months ago, that was supposed to be my forever. 6 months ago, my alpha mate died in a warehouse explosion. The police ruled industrial accident, despite the accelerant patterns. 6 months ago, my world became divided into before and after, and I've been drowning in after ever since. Can I refresh your water, sir? The waiter hovers. Young. Nervous. His eyes flick to the empty chair, then away. Too quick. Too polite. He smells my distress pheromones. The bitter almond scent Omegas release under social stress. I'm fine, I lie. He's just running late. The waiter nods, but his posture says what his mouth won't. No alpha runs this late without sending word. I'm being stood up. The realization sits in my stomach like lead. My best friend Kara insisted I needed this. 6 months is too long to grieve alone, she'd said, her voice gentle but firm. Miko needs to see you try again. Miko, my pup, my entire reason for breathing. This morning, he traced my face with tiny fingers and asked, Papa, why don't you smile anymore? I promised him I'd try. Promised I'd go on this date. Meet this Adrian person. Polite, stable, good with children. And maybe find a path back to something resembling wholeness. But Adrian isn't here. And every wolf in this restaurant knows it. I catch fragments of whispers from nearby tables. Omega alone on a Friday. Heard his alpha died in that Southside incident. Pup at home, probably. They always have pups. My jaw clenches. Omegas without pack protection become gossip currency, especially widowed ones. We're unstable, desperate, liabilities. And an Omega visibly rejected in public? Social death. Miko will hear about this. Kids are cruel. Adults are worse. I reach for my phone one more time. Still nothing, and that's when the air pressure shifts. It's subtle. The way conversations dim. The way heads turn toward the entrance. The way even the waiters straighten their spines and step back. Someone important just walked in. I smell him before I see him. Winter smoke, cold iron, fir trees after frost. A scent that bypasses my logic and slams directly into my hindbrain, triggering every Omega instinct I've spent 6 years trying to bury. No, no. My head turns against my will. Damien Veskov stands at the entrance like a king surveying conquered land. Tall, sharp jaw, black gloves, eyes the color of steel in moonlight. 3 bodyguards flank him in perfect formation, 2 flanking, 1 behind, the kind of military precision that speaks of violence as profession. He wears power the way other men wear cologne. Effortlessly, lethally, with the absolute certainty that everyone in this room would kneel if he asked. And once, I knew what those gloved hands felt like on my throat. My first alpha. My first heartbreak. The man who disappeared from my life without explanation, without goodbye, without mercy. Damien's gaze sweeps the restaurant, assessing exits, identifying threats, cataloging weaknesses, and then it lands on me. Recognition flares in his pupils. They dilate. Then something darker, displeasure. He dismisses his guards with a single gesture. 2 fingers, slight downward tilt, and they melt into the background like shadows. Damien walks toward me, not toward a table, not toward the bar, toward me. Every instinct screams to run, to disappear, to avoid the inevitable humiliation of him witnessing my failure. Widowed, alone, unwanted even by strangers. But my legs won't cooperate. He stops at my table. Looms. Waits. I force my voice to work. Damien. Elias. His voice is gravel wrapped in silk, low enough that only I hear it. Why are you trembling in my territory? My throat burns. I'm not trembling. 1 dark eyebrow lifts. A lie detected. His gaze flicks to the empty chair, the untouched wine glass, the single menu. He understands instantly, alphas always do. He's not coming, Damien says. Not a question. A verdict. Something inside me cracks. You don't know that. I do. He pulls out the chair across from me and sits. The entire restaurant holds its breath. What are you doing? I whisper. Damien leans back, fingers steepled, examining me with the same cold calculation I remember from years ago, when he used to study my face like I was a puzzle he intended to solve. Replacing an inferior male, he says, and preventing a rumor. What rumor? His eyes lock onto mine. That an Omega under my protection got humiliated in public. My pulse spikes. I'm not under your protection. You were once. The words land like a blade between ribs. He leans forward slightly. I heard about Miko. My entire world tilts. Don't talk about him. It matters. Damien says softly, too softly. You lost a mate. You're raising a pup alone. Pack wolves smell weakness, Elias. They will come for him before they come for you. My nails bite into my palms. Why the hell do you care? The corner of his mouth twitches. Not a smile. A threat disguising itself as restraint. Because someone already tried. Cold floods my veins. What? Damien doesn't blink, doesn't soften. He reaches into his coat. Slow, deliberate, letting me track every movement, and places something on the white tablecloth. An envelope, crumpled. No return address. I intercepted this at your building's front desk 2 days ago. His voice drops to lethal quiet. Open it. My hands shake as I pick it up. The paper feels ordinary. Cheap. The kind you buy at any corner store. Inside, a photograph. Miko. My baby. My pup. Walking home from preschool. Dinosaur backpack bouncing on his small shoulders. Completely unaware someone was watching him. Targeting him. Red crowds my vision. The restaurant spins. On the back, black ink. Omega pups make excellent leverage. No. The word tears out of me. No, no, no. Damien's gloved hand covers mine before I can spiral. Warm. Heavy. Grounding with alpha weight that bypasses panic and forces my nervous system to listen. Breathe, he commands. I can't. Can't breathe. Can't think. Someone photographed my son. Someone threatened. Elias. Breathe. His voice cuts through the static. I drag in air. Once. Twice. Who? I rasp. A courier from the Volkov syndicate. Rivals. Damien's expression hardens into something glacial. I took care of the messenger. Now I'm hunting the source. Why would they? Because you're vulnerable. Unmated. No pack protection. His thumb traces slow circles on my wrist, the gesture startlingly gentle against his cold tone. They see an opening. The couple at the next table glances over. Damien's presence demands attention even when he's sitting still. I didn't ask for your help, I whisper. You didn't have to. Rage flares. You don't get to do this. You don't get to vanish from my life and then reappear because someone threatens my pup. That's not protection, Damien. That's possession. His jaw tightens. I'm aware. Then leave. No. The single word carries absolute authority. Non-negotiable. Final. I try to pull my hand back. He doesn't let go. You need cover, Damien says. Political cover. Social cover. Pack cover. Right now, you're prey. Miko is leverage. That changes tonight. How? He stands. Slowly. Towers over me with that predatory grace that once made my instincts sing and my heart break. Then he extends his hand. You walk out of here beside me, and every predator in this city learns the same lesson. Your pup is untouchable. You are untouchable. Anyone who breathes in your direction answers to me. My pulse hammers. That's a claim. Yes. You can't just claim me because I can. I am. His eyes bore into mine. Unless you'd prefer to explain to Miko why someone took him from school. The air leaves my lungs. He's right. I hate that he's right. Omegas need alpha protection in this world. It's biology, politics, survival. And Damien Veskov isn't just any alpha, he's a mafia king. A territorial wolf who could burn this city to ash if someone touched what's his. And he's offering to make me his. Again. Why? I whisper. Why now? You left me, Damien. 6 years ago. No explanation. No goodbye. You don't get to. I left because they threatened you first. Silence detonates between us. What? Damien looks away. The first break in his armor. A rival syndicate wanted an Omega to break me. They chose you. They gave me a choice. Hand you over or watch them tear out your glands. His voice goes hollow. So I let you think I abandoned you. I needed you alive more than I needed your forgiveness. My vision blurs. Not from fear. From fury at stolen years. You should have told me. Omegas tell stories about loyalty. Mafia kings maintain power with silence. That's not an excuse. He turns back, and for the first time, I see something raw in his expression. Guilt. Regret. Need. I know, he says quietly. Then louder, loud enough for the entire dining room to hear. Elias Thorne is under my claim. Anyone object? Gasps ripple through the restaurant. Heads bow. Conversations die. His bodyguards materialize from the shadows, forming a protective perimeter. I should refuse. Should tell him to go to hell. But Miko's face flashes behind my eyes. My pup. My baby who still asks when Papa will smile again. Claim means protection. Claim means war. Claim means I owe him everything. But humiliation means death. Slowly, hating myself, hating him, hating this entire situation, I place my hand in his. Damien's fingers close over mine like a vow. This time, he doesn't let go. The night air hits me like a slap. Damien guides me through La Siena's entrance with one hand on my lower back. Possessive, territorial, exactly the kind of touch that makes every passing alpha acknowledge the claim. I hate how right it feels. 3 black SUVs idle at the curb. His bodyguards move with military efficiency. 1 opens the rear door, 2 scan the street, the 3rd murmurs into an earpiece. In, Damien says. Not a request. I hesitate, pride warring with survival, then climb into the vehicle. Leather seats, tinted windows, the faint smell of gunpowder and expensive cologne. Damien slides in beside me. The door shuts with a heavy thunk that sounds like a prison cell closing. We pull into traffic. I stare out the window, watching Christmas lights blur into streaks of red and gold. Families walk hand in hand. Couples lean into each other against the cold. Normal people living normal lives. I'm in an armored car with my ex-alpha who just publicly claimed me to stop a mafia hit on my son. Nothing about this is normal, I mutter. No, Damien agrees. But you're alive. I turn to him. For how long? He's watching me with that unreadable expression. The one that used to drive me crazy because I could never tell if he was calculating odds or memorizing my face. As long as I'm breathing, he says. That's not reassuring. It's realistic. My phone buzzes. I grab it desperately, maybe Adrian finally. Unknown number. We know where the pup sleeps. Ice replaces my blood. Damien plucks the phone from my nerveless fingers, reads the message, and his entire demeanor shifts. The cold alpha becomes something darker. Lethal. He taps his earpiece. Run a trace. Now. And get a team to 1847 Maple Street, apartment 4B. 5-minute ETA or I'm replacing all of you. My apartment. Miko. Oh God. Mrs. Chun, the babysitter, is being extracted with your son as we speak. Damien's voice is pure command. They'll meet us at the safe house. What safe house? I didn't agree to. You agreed the moment you took my hand. Rage flares hot enough to burn through fear. You don't own me. I don't. He leans closer, invading my space, flooding my senses with winter smoke alpha that makes my hindbrain scream submit. But I will protect you, whether you fight me on it or not. That's the only option where your son survives. The words hit like a physical blow. He's right. Again. I hate him for it. How did they get my number? I whisper. Someone close to you leaked it, or they hacked your phone, or they've been watching you long enough to establish patterns. Damien scrolls through my messages with professional detachment. When did you last change your locks? I don't know. Months. His jaw tightens. Months. Christ. Elias. I didn't know I needed to. You're a widowed Omega in a city run by syndicates. You always need to. The reprimand stings because it's true. I've been surviving day to day, focused on Miko's meals and daycare schedules and keeping my job at the bookstore. Not on mafia security protocols. The SUV takes a sharp turn. My shoulder bumps Damien's. He steadies me automatically, hand on my arm. Old muscle memory. Old instincts. I pull away. What happens now? Ask. Now you do exactly what I say. No arguments. No exceptions. And if I refuse? He looks at me with those steel gray eyes that once promised forever and delivered heartbreak. Then I have my men physically carry you to safety while you scream about autonomy. Your choice. That's not a choice. My phone buzzes again. Another message, midnight deadline. Deliver the Omega or we deliver the pup. In pieces. The world tilts. Damien catches me before I collapse. His arms lock around me. Solid, immovable, the only thing keeping me upright. They won't touch him, he murmurs against my hair. I promise you, Elias, they won't touch him. I want to believe him. God help me, I want to believe him. But promises from alphas who vanished once before feel like smoke. Beautiful. Choking. Gone the moment you try to hold on. The safe house is a penthouse. Of course it is. Floor-to-ceiling windows overlook the city. Marble floors. Minimalist furniture that probably costs more than my entire apartment building. A Christmas tree in the corner, decorated with silver and white, sterile, perfect, untouched. Nothing like the chaotic, crayon-covered mess Miko and I call home. This way. Damien guides me through the space with one hand still on my back. He hasn't stopped touching me since the car. Like he's afraid I'll bolt. He's not wrong. Mrs. Chun sits on a white leather sofa, clutching her purse. Relief crashes over me at the sight of her. Alive, unharmed, her familiar floral perfume a comfort in this stare. Something flickers across his face. Pain maybe, or regret. No, he agrees quietly. But you are. The claim. The public declaration. The hand-holding exit from La Siena that every wolf in the city will hear about by morning. I'm his now. again, whether I want it or not. This doesn't fix what you did, I say. Protecting us now doesn't erase 6 years of silence. I know. Then why? Damien's phone buzzes. He checks it and his entire posture shifts. Predator locked onto prey. They want an answer by midnight, he says. Deliver you or they escalate. I glance at the window. City lights glitter below. What do we do? Damien's smile is cold enough to freeze blood. We make them regret issuing threats. Midnight comes with decisions written in violence. Damien's soldiers move through the penthouse like a well-oiled machine. Laptops open, screens glowing, voices murmuring coordinates and tactical assessments. The sterile luxury transforms into a war room within minutes. I pace near the window, arms wrapped around myself. Miko's still asleep, still safe, still innocent of the fact that strangers want to use him as leverage to hurt me, to manipulate Damien, to win whatever sick game mafia syndicates play with human lives. Sit. Damien gestures to the sofa. You're making my men nervous. Good. But I sit anyway, exhausted. He settles across from me, pulling off his gloves with deliberate slowness. I haven't seen his bare hands in 6 years. They're exactly as I remember. Scarred knuckles, long fingers, calluses that speak of violence as profession. The Volkov Syndicate wants you delivered to Pier 19 by midnight, he says. Obviously, that's not happening. What do they want with me? Breeding leverage. The clinical term makes my stomach turn. Explain. Damien's jaw tightens. Omegas like you, strong bloodlines, proven fertility, no pack protection are valuable. They'd force a bond, use your biology to produce heirs with alpha traits. Then, he stops. It doesn't matter. You're not going. And if I don't, they kill Miko. They'll try. His voice drops to permafrost. They won't succeed. I want to believe him. Want to trust that this cold, lethal alpha can actually protect us. But trust is expensive, and I've already paid that price once. Why did you really leave? I ask suddenly. Damien stills. I told you. The truth. Not the sanitized version. I lean forward. You said they threatened me. Who? How? And why disappear for 6 years if you were protecting me? Silence stretches. Then, Konstantin Volkov wanted you. Specifically, he'd been watching you for months. Tracking your schedule, learning your patterns, identifying vulnerabilities. Damien's hands curl into fists. He sent me photographs. You at the bookstore. You at the park with your sister. You sleeping in your apartment. Horror crawls up my spine. How? He had someone inside your building. A neighbor. They'd been feeding him information for cash. Damien's expression turns murderous. When I refused to hand you over, he promised to take you anyway. But he'd make it hurt. He'd tear out your bonding glands while you were conscious, then deliver you to his brother as a broken toy. Bile rises in my throat. So I left. Damien continues. Cut all contact. Made sure you never appeared on my radar publicly. I monitored you through intermediaries. Made sure you were safe, employed, alive. But I couldn't risk him connecting us again. And my mate. My voice cracks. The explosion? Damien's silence is answer enough. Oh God. I press my palms to my eyes. They killed him because Konstantin learned you'd bonded to someone else. He wanted to make you vulnerable again. Damien stands, paces. I tried to warn him, your mate, but he thought I was a jealous ex. Yes. The pieces fall into place. My mate's sudden paranoia, his insistence on protecting the family from unnamed threats, his warehouse job that should have been safe. They murdered him to hurt me, to isolate me, to make me prey. A sound escapes my chest, half sob, half rage. Damien crosses to me in 3 strides, kneeling so we're eye level. I will end them, Elias. All of them. But I need you to trust me long enough to let me do it. Trust you? I laugh bitterly. You're asking the impossible. Then trust that I don't fail. His hand cups my jaw, thumb brushing my cheekbone. Not when it matters. The touch ignites old nerve pathways. Old needs. My Omega hindbrain purrs Alpha, safe, home. His phone rings. Damien answers without looking away from me. Speak. A pause. Then his expression goes arctic. How many? Another pause. Contain them. I'm coming. He ends the call, stands. What happened? Ask. They didn't wait for midnight. Damien's voice is pure death. 3 Volkov soldiers just breached your apartment building. They're looking for Miko. My world stops. But he's here. They don't know that yet. Damien pulls his gloves back on, which gives us exactly one chance to send a message they'll never forget. He strides toward the door, barking orders to his men. I follow. Where are you going? He pauses, looks back. To teach Konstantin Volkov what happens when he threatens my Omega's pup. My Omega, the possessive, should anger me. Instead, it feels like armor. I'm coming with you, I say. Absolutely not. That's my home they're invading. My son they threatened. I'm not hiding here while you. Elias. He steps close, backing me against the wall. His scent floods my system, winter and violence and Alpha command. You are the most important thing in this equation. If they get their hands on you, everything I've done, everything I'm about to do, becomes meaningless. Then make me meaningless. I breathe. Make them regret targeting us so thoroughly they never try again. Something feral flickers in his eyes. Pride, hunger, possession. Stay with Miko, he orders. I'll bring you proof. Proof. His smile is sharper than broken glass. That they'll never threaten you again. Then he's gone. A predator unleashed. And I'm left in a sterile penthouse, listening to my son breathe, wondering how many people will die tonight because someone decided I was worth claiming, worth protecting, worth burning cities for. The thought should terrify me. Instead, I return to Miko's room, pull him close, and wait for the monster who swears he'll keep us safe, even if that monster wears the face of my first love. Damien returns at 2:47 a.m. I know because I've been watching the clock. Miko curled against my chest, his small body warm and trusting in sleep. Every minute Damien was gone felt like hours. The penthouse door opens with a soft click. He enters alone. No bodyguards, no entourage. And the sight of him steals my breath. Blood on his collar, torn knuckles, hair disheveled. But his eyes are calm, satisfied. The look of a predator who's just defended his territory. It's done, he says quietly. I carefully extract myself from Miko, tucking blankets around him before stepping into the hallway. Close the bedroom door. What's done? My voice is barely a whisper. The 3 soldiers who breached your building. Damien removes his jacket, revealing a shoulder holster and the gun nestled against his ribs. They won't report back. The implication hangs heavy between us. You killed them. I sent a message. He moves to the bar, pours 2 fingers of whiskey. Doesn't drink. Konstantin will receive photographs by sunrise. He'll understand. My stomach twists. This is the world I've entered, where violence is currency, where protection means bodies, where mafia kings solve problems with blood. Who knew your schedule tonight? Damien asks suddenly. I blink at the subject change. What? The blind date. Who knew you'd be at La Sienna? His gaze pins me. They timed the apartment breach for when you'd be vulnerable. Someone told them. My mind races. Kara, my best friend. She set up the date. Who else? Mrs. Chun knew I was going out. The babysitter, obviously. And my throat tightens. Adrian, the date who never showed. Damien's expression darkens. Adrian who? I don't know. Kara said she met him at some community event. Said he was safe. The pieces click together. Oh God, he was never real, was he? I'll find out. Damien pulls out his phone, types rapidly. Give me Kara's number. I recite it, watching him work with lethal efficiency. Orders issued. Threats implied. The full weight of mafia power mobilized to hunt down whoever betrayed me. She wouldn't. Kara's my best friend since college. People betray for money, for fear, for leverage over their own secrets. He looks up. No one is above suspicion. The coldness in his voice makes me shiver. This is who Damien Veskov became in 6 years, harder, sharper, more willing to burn everything down. Your mate, Damien says carefully. The warehouse explosion. What do you remember about that night? Pain lances through my chest. Why does it matter? Because Constantine doesn't make random moves. He plans, calculates. If he killed your mate, there was a reason beyond making you vulnerable. I sink onto the sofa, memories flooding back. Marcus was nervous that week, kept checking over his shoulder. Said someone from his past was asking questions. What kind of questions? About me, about Miko, about my breath catches, about whether I'd been bonded to anyone before Marcus. Damien goes very still. He was looking for proof we'd been together. Why would that matter? Because an Omega who's been bonded to a Mafia Alpha is always valuable. Even years later. He sets down his phone, moves closer. Your body remembers me, Elias. The imprint, the scent markers. That doesn't fade completely, even after a new bond. Heat floods my face. He's right. My Omega biology recognized him instantly at La Siena. Every instinct screaming familiarity despite 6 years of silence. Marcus tried to protect you from something he didn't understand. Damien continues. And it got him killed. Guilt crushes my lungs. Because of me. Because of them. His voice turns to gravel. Don't you dare take responsibility for what Constantine did. But if we hadn't, then you'd be dead. Damien kneels in front of me, gripping my shoulders. Marcus gave you time. Gave you Miko. Gave you 6 years of safety I couldn't provide. Don't dishonor that by blaming yourself. Tears burn hot tracks down my face. Damien's thumbs wipe them away. Too gentle for hands that killed 3 men tonight. I monitored you, he confesses quietly. Every year, every major event. I had people report back, make sure you were employed, housed, healthy. I watched Miko grow through photographs I had no right to see. His voice cracks. And I hated myself every single day for not being able to do more. My heart fractures. Damien. Movement flashes in my peripheral vision. Red dot. On Damien's chest. Laser sight. Down. I tackle him sideways as glass explodes inward. We hit the floor hard. Damien rolls, covering my body with his. More glass rains down. Shouting. Footsteps. His soldiers flooding the room. But all I hear is my own heartbeat and Damien's ragged breathing against my neck. You jumped in front of me? He rasps, disbelief threading his voice. Instinct. I gasp. His hand cradles the back of my head. You could have been shot. So could you. Something fierce and possessive flares in his eyes. I'm getting you out of here. Now. Chaos. Damien hauls me upright as soldiers swarm the penthouse. Shouted commands. Weapons drawn. Someone barking coordinates into a radio. Miko? I lurch toward the bedroom. I'll get him. Damien blocks my path. You stay behind Alexei. A massive soldier materializes beside me. Bald, scarred, built like a tank. He nods once. Damien disappears into the bedroom. Returns seconds later with Miko cradled against his chest. My son's still sleeping somehow, small face buried in Damien's shoulder. The sight cracks something inside me. Extraction vehicle ready, someone reports. Move. Damien's hand finds my lower back, propelling me forward. We navigate through the penthouse, past shattered windows, past soldiers securing exits, past the evidence of how close we came to dying. The elevator ride down is silent except for Miko's soft breathing. He stirs. Papa. Right here, baby. I smooth his hair. Why's it dark? Adventure, Damien says quietly. Go back to sleep. And impossibly, Miko does, trustingly, easily, because the Alpha holding him smells safe. God help me. The underground garage opens into 3 waiting SUVs. Damien ushers us into the middle vehicle. Alexei takes the front passenger seat. We peel out information. Where are we going? Ask. Secondary safe house. 40 minutes north. Damien adjusts his hold on Miko, who's now draped across both our laps. Off-grid. Fortress-level security. I watch the city blur past. Christmas lights strung between buildings. Families visible in apartment windows. Normal lives we'll never have. How did they find us? My voice cracks. Someone's feeding them information in real time. Damien's jaw clenches. Which means the leak is closer than I thought. One of your men? Unlikely. I vet everyone personally. He glances at me. But I'll burn my entire organization to ash before I let them have you. The vehemence should scare me. Instead, it feels like coming home. Miko wakes fully as we exit the highway. Blinks up at Damien with sleepy confusion. Then at me. Papa. Who's this? My throat closes. Damien answers before I can. A friend of your papa's. I'm making sure you're safe. From what? Bad people. Miko considers this with 4-year-old logic. Like monsters. Exactly like monsters. Damien's expression softens. A crack in his cold armor. But I'm very good at fighting monsters. Papa fights monsters too. In stories. Does he? Aha. He does all the voices. Miko touches Damien's face with tiny fingers. Curious, unafraid. You smell like winter. Damien goes very still. Is that good or bad? Good. I like winter. Miko yawns. We make hot chocolate and Papa lets me have marshmallows. Something vulnerable flashes across Damien's features. He looks at me, really looks, and I see the question he's too afraid to ask. Can I be part of this? Can I have what I walked away from? I don't have an answer yet. The safe house appears through pine trees. Massive, isolated, more fortress than home. Stone walls, iron gates, surveillance cameras visible even in darkness. Welcome to Sanctuary, Damien says quietly. We're escorted inside by armed guards. The interior is warmer than the penthouse. Wooden floors, fireplaces, lived-in furniture. A home, not a showpiece. Miko perks up at the sight of a decorated Christmas tree. Papa, look. I see it, baby. Damien sets him down. Miko immediately toddles toward the tree, fascinated by ornaments at his eye level. He's resilient, Damien murmurs. He has to be. I wrap my arms around myself. His papa's a mess and his biological father is dead, and now we're hiding from mafia syndicates. Elias. Damien turns me to face him. You're not a mess. You're surviving. That's not the same as living. No. His thumb traces my jaw. But we'll get there. The promise hangs between us. Weighted with history, trauma, and something dangerously close to hope. Miko calls from the tree. Papa, there's a wolf ornament like my stuffy. I go to him, kneeling to examine the carved wooden wolf. Miko presses against my side, safe and warm and innocent of how close we came to losing everything. Over his head, I meet Damien's gaze. He's watching us like we're something precious, breakable, worth burning the world to protect. And for the first time in 6 months, I let myself imagine surviving this. Not just for Miko, for me too. Morning breaks cold and sharp. I wake to find Miko's bed empty. Panic floods my system until I hear voices in the main room. Laughter. My son's giggles mixed with deeper rumbles. I stumble out to find Damien teaching Miko to stack blocks on the coffee table. Both on the floor. Both focused. Damien's sleeves rolled up, revealing forearm tattoos I never knew existed. Papa! Miko beams. Damien's helping me build a castle. My heart stutters at the easy use of Damien's name. No formality. No fear. I see that. I move closer, noting the careful way Damien positions each block so Miko can succeed. Patient. Gentle. Nothing like the cold alpha who killed 3 men 36 hours ago. Coffee's ready, Damien says without looking up. Kitchen. I pour a cup, hands shaking slightly. Watch them through the doorway. 2 dark heads bent together, one small and one scarred, building something fragile and temporary. Like us. Alexei enters through the front door, snow dusting his shoulders. Hands Damien a tablet. Damien's expression shifts, hardens. Miko, can you keep building while I talk to Papa? Okay. Miko doesn't look up, absorbed in his architecture. Damien gestures me into a side office, closes the door. The warmth from the main room vanishes, replaced by tactical coldness. We found Adrian. My stomach drops. And he doesn't exist. The profile Kara showed you was fabricated. Photos stolen from a real person in Seattle. Damien pulls up images on the tablet. The number she gave you routes through 3 proxy servers to a burner phone registered in Constantine's name. Betrayal tastes like copper. Kara set me up. Not willingly. Damien's smile turns predatory. We give him exactly what he wants. My pulse spikes. What? You. At the location he specified. He leans against the desk, arms crossed. But not the way he expects. Understanding dawns. Bait. Controlled bait. My men will surround the location. I'll be wired into your coat. The moment he reveals himself, we end this. That's insane. It's strategic. It's a death trap. Only if we let it be. Damien pushes off the desk, closing the distance between us. I will be 30 meters away at all times. 12 snipers will have eyes on you. Constantine makes one wrong move, and he's dead before his next heartbeat. My breath comes too fast. And if something goes wrong, then I burn this entire city until you're safe. The absolute certainty in his voice should terrify me. Instead, it feels like armor. Miko stays here, guarded by Alexei and 6 others. The boy is untouchable. Damien cups my face, forcing me to meet his eyes. But I need your consent, Elias. I won't use you as bait unless you agree. When? Tomorrow night. Pier 19. Midnight. Full circle. Where this started. Where it ends. I think of Miko building block castles. Of Kara's family held hostage. Of Marcus dying for crimes he didn't commit. If we do this, I whisper. If I walk into that warehouse, I want a promise. Anything. No mercy. The words taste like venom. Not for Constantine. Not for anyone who threatened my son. You don't just end this, you make sure they never try again. Something feral and approving flashes in Damien's eyes. Dead or ruined? He asks softly. I remember the question from the outline. Remember my son's face. Remember 6 years of running. Both. Damien's smile is sharp enough to cut. That's my Omega. The warehouse at Pier 19 smells like salt and rust and old blood. I stand in the center of empty space, illuminated by a single overhead light. Wearing the coat Damien provided, lined with recording devices, GPS trackers, and a panic button sewn into the left cuff. My pulse hammers. Damien's voice crackles in my ear. A micro earpiece hidden beneath my hair. Breathe. I'm right here. Where? Southeast corner. Elevated position. I have visual on you and 3 entry points. Footsteps echo. Heavy boots on concrete. Konstantin Volkov emerges from shadows like something conjured from nightmares. Tall. Blonde. Handsome in a way that feels predatory. Flanked by 4 soldiers with automatic weapons. He smiles. Elias Thorne. Finally. My throat tightens. You wanted me. I'm here. So obedient. He circles me slowly, assessing. Damien trained you well. Rage flares. Damien doesn't own me. No. Constantine stops directly in front of me. Then why are you wearing his coat? Carrying his scent? Playing bait in his little revenge scheme? My blood runs cold. He knows. Constantine laughs. Did you think I wouldn't anticipate this? I've been at war with Veskov for 15 years. I know every tactical move he makes. Then why are you here? I force my voice steady. Because sometimes you take the bait anyway. His hand shoots out, gripping my jaw. Just to prove you're not afraid. Damien's voice in my ear. Hold position. 5 seconds. Constantine leans close, inhaling deeply. You do smell like him. even after all these years. First Alpha imprints are delicious, aren't they? Let go of me. No. His grip tightens. You're coming with me. We'll break Damien's claim, establish my own, and your pup, sweet little Miko, will be raised to serve my organization. White-hot fury obliterates fear. You don't touch my son. I'll do whatever I want. Constantine's smile widens. And you'll cooperate, because the alternative is watching him die slowly. My hand finds the panic button. Presses. Glass shatters. Constantine's head snaps back. Red mist blooming. He drops. Chaos explodes. Gunfire. Shouting. His soldiers returning fire at unseen snipers. I dive behind a rusted container as bullets ricochet off metal. Cover my head. Pray. Then Damien is there, materializing like death incarnate, weapon raised, firing with surgical precision. Each shot finds a target. Each target falls. Silence crashes down. He pulls me up, checking for injuries with frantic hands. Are you hurt? No. No, I'm... My voice breaks. He said, Miko is safe. I just got confirmation from Alexei. Damien crushes me against his chest. It's over. Constantine is dead. His second in command is dead. The threat is over. I should feel relief, victory. Instead, I collapse. 6 months of grief, terror, and rage finally breaking through. Damien catches me, lowers us both to the floor, holds me while I shatter. Marcus, I sob. They killed Marcus because of me, because of Constantine. Damien's voice is steel wrapped in gentleness. Not you, never you. But if we hadn't, then you'd be dead. He pulls back, gripping my shoulders. Marcus loved you, protected you, gave you Miko. That wasn't wasted. That wasn't for nothing. I miss him. I know. And I hate you for leaving. I know that too. But my voice cracks. I can't keep surviving alone. I'm so tired, Damien. I'm so fucking tired. His expression softens into something unguarded. Vulnerable. Then let me carry it. Let me protect you. Not because you're weak, because you deserve to rest. What if you leave again? I won't. You can't promise that. I can. He cups my face, thumbs brushing away tears. Because walking away from you the first time nearly killed me, and I'm too selfish to survive it twice. My laugh sounds broken. That's not romantic. It's honest. And maybe that's enough. Maybe honesty is worth more than pretty promises. Police sirens wail in the distance. Damien's men moving through the warehouse, securing evidence, removing bodies. We need to go, he murmurs. To Miko. To Miko. He stands, pulling me up with him. And then, if you'll let me, we figure out what comes next. I look at the blood-stained concrete, the bodies, the evidence of how much he was willing to destroy to keep me safe. Okay. His expression shifts. Hope, disbelief, hunger. Okay. Take me home. I grip his hand. Take us both home. Damien's fingers lace through mine. Gloved, deadly, gentle. And for the first time in 6 years, I let myself lean into the strength of an alpha who never stopped fighting for me, even when I didn't know he was there. 3 weeks later, Sanctuary transforms under December snow. Miko builds lopsided snowmen while Damien critiques structural integrity. Both of them laughing, breath fogging white, cheeks flushed with cold. I watch from the window, coffee warm in my hands. Kara sits beside me, her own cup untouched. He's good with him. I know. And you're okay with this? I glance at her. She's thinner, haunted around the eyes. But her family is safe, relocated under Damien's protection. New identities, new life. I'm not okay with any of it, I admit. But I'm surviving. That's more than I had 3 weeks ago. Miko shrieks as Damien hoists him onto his shoulders. They parade around the yard like conquering heroes. He loves you, Kara says quietly. Who? Miko or Damien? Both. My chest tightens. Love isn't always enough. No, but it's a start. The front door opens. Snow and cold air rush in. Miko charges at me, cheeks red, eyes bright. Papa, did you see? Damien says we can make a snow fort tomorrow. I saw, baby. I ruffle his damp hair. Go warm up. Hot chocolate. With marshmallows? Always. He races toward the kitchen. Damien follows more slowly, snow dusting his dark hair. Expression soft in a way I'm still getting used to. Can we talk? He asks. Kara takes the hint. I'll supervise the marshmallow distribution. Alone, the weight of 3 weeks of domesticity presses down. We've existed in careful orbit, co-parenting Miko, rebuilding routines, avoiding the conversation we both know is coming. Damien closes the distance between us. I need to know what you want. What do you mean? This. The claim I made at La Siena. His jaw tightens. I forced that decision on you. Under duress. Under threat. And now that Constantine is gone, now that you're safe, you can walk away. Take Miko. I'll provide protection from a distance. You don't have to. What if I don't want distance? He stops. Stares. What if? I step closer, heart hammering. What if I'm tired of running? Tired of pretending I don't still feel the imprint? Tired of denying that my son is happier in 3 weeks with you than he's been in 6 months without Marcus. Elias, you left to protect me. I understand that now. My voice shakes. But leaving didn't stop the pain. It didn't stop the imprint. It just made me survive instead of live. Damien's hands hover near my face, wanting to touch, afraid to claim. I can't promise perfection, he says roughly. I'm Mafia. I make violent decisions. I have enemies who will always see you as leverage. I know. I'll fail you, hurt you, make choices you'll hate. I know that too. I catch his wrists, pulling his hands to my face. But you'll fight for us. And right now, that's all I need. Something breaks in his expression. Relief, devotion, possession. He kisses me. Deep, claiming, tasting like second chances and winter promises. When we break apart, I'm breathless. Claim me, I whisper. Not because you have to, because I'm choosing you. Damien's hand slides to my neck, thumb over my bonding gland. This is permanent. Good. If I do this, I'm not letting go again. Then don't. His teeth graze my gland, warning, promise, question. I tilt my head in submission. Protect us. Not because we're leverage. Because we're yours. Damien bites. The bond snaps into place like coming home. Like finding missing pieces. Like finally being whole. We stay locked together until Miko's voice calls from the kitchen. Papa! The marshmallows are melting. Damien laughs against my neck. Duty calls. Go. I push him gently. I'll be right there. He pauses at the doorway. Elias. Yeah. Thank you. For what? Choosing me back. Then he's gone, voice rumbling something to Miko about strategic marshmallow placement. I touch my neck. The fresh bond mark tender and perfect. My phone buzzes. Unknown number. The pup is adorable. I'll be seeing him soon. The ice floods my veins. Volkov. Constantine had a brother. I look toward the kitchen. Damien and Miko laughing over hot chocolate, safe and warm and completely unaware. The war isn't over. It's just beginning. To be continued in Season 2, The Volkov Vengeance.